Yesterday, on June 10th, Vermont released its very own climate assessment, the nation's first comprehensive state-level climate assessment.
However, we can work to understand our vulnerabilities.
The Vermont report is partnered with the National Climate Assessment, which was presented by the White House in May. It is expected to be the first of many state-level efforts to downscale global climate models, combining them with local knowledge and data. The new Vermont assessment gives a detailed portrait of the impacts of a warming world on the state's landscapes and businesses, like more intense storms, an 80% increase in the likelihood of flooding, but also increased potential for the short-term droughts this century. We spoke to Sam Carlson, one of the authors of the report, and David Blittersdorf, the president and CEO of All Earth Renewables, as well as being one of the panelists.
I think one of the surprising things that we found was that over the next 25 or 30 years, we actually think that climate change may be a positive for Vermont's recreation and tourism industries. Precipitation is increasing in all seasons. But in the wintertime, winter temperatures are getting warmer, but they're still remaining below that freeze point. So that means more precipitation, means more snowfall. So that's good for those of us who like snow and who like getting out and enjoying Vermont in the wintertime. For summer, we're going to have longer summers, and that's a nice thing for many of us who love Vermont summertime. There will be some more thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms in the summertime, and there'll be some more extreme heat days, but overall it's actually going to be more pleasant to be living in Vermont. So I think for many of us over the next 30 years, it's actually sort of a positive story. What happens beyond 30 years, I think the situation changes dramatically.
All the renewable energies, wind and solar are it. So going into the future, as we transition off of fossil fuels, it's going to be the wind and solar business. And in Vermont, my guess is we'll end up with probably 50-50, 50% wind, 50% solar.
The next day, we traveled to Lowell, Vermont, where we toured Green Mountain Power's new 21-mill wind farm.
We and Vermont Electric did substantial upgrades to the transmission and collection to the J sub, and then up to the Lowell sub, and then up to the J sub. And then we also installed a synchronous condenser, which basically helps kind of balance the system in the northern part of the state to help facilitate this load that we added on.
So just a little background, Green Mountain Power had the opportunity, actually the landowner approached us to look at building this power plant back, I think it was in 2008 or so, it was quite a while ago. Any way you generate electricity, there are going to be impacts. There's really not a totally benign way of generating electricity. So there are impacts. So what the board needs to do is weigh, are we being responsible to minimize impacts as much as possible? And are the impacts, is the public good greater than the impact? And so in balance, their decision was this project would be in the public good.
For more information on this issue, check out John Herrick's article at vtdigger.org.